All right, folks. Welcome to Blunt Talk Live from SmokeToThinkOn.com. I'm your host, Rod. We're just running a little disclaimer action here, letting the folks funnel in. Welcome, tribe. Time to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications. That's how it goes. Let's do that. Little notification bell, little subscribe button. Then you know when we go live, not at 5, not at any one particular time. So I don't do it like that. Do it like this. Y'all, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Rod, your host. Follow right here at my bud tender Rod. Today's episode is going to be pretty standard. It's going to be a little bit of cannabis news. Today we'll be looking at cannabis scope worldwide. Because frankly, there's not any real news on the local scene. There's no new news for weed in Nevada, really. All the same articles as yesterday. I looked. There you go. Little smoke go for you, motherfuckers. So, what's happening in the world of smoke today? Rising cannabis use could cut into wine consumption. Gonna guess not. I don't think they're gonna be cutting into any wine consumption. Yuck. All right. Forgive me, folks. Oh. All right, I apologize, folks. I got an important message from my other tribe. Tribe that plays Catan on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. So I don't think we're going to be cutting into wine consumption. I think we might find ourselves pairing with wine consumption pretty well. I do see that as a potentiality for the cannabis industry, but I don't think we're going to stop anybody from drinking wine. I don't think there's anybody out there with a real healthy love of wine who's like, you know, I'm going to put this down and just smoke from now on. A lot of consumption's about ritual, right? That's why I smoke the blunts. That's why the cigars are where they are, right? Because it's a ritual. It's a ritual. First I gotta break it open. Then I gotta crack the weed up. Then I gotta fucking fill it with the smoke. And then I roll it, seal it, breathe it. It's a whole ritual. We're ritualistic by nature, us people. So the wine drinkers will maintain their ritual, is what I'm saying. All right, that was just a little coughing fit. So let's kick right into the actual news. Turns out rising cannabis use is probably not going to cut into wine consumption. However, they are showing that states with legal weed do have a tendency to consume wine at different rates. Let's pick this one back up. No, Nelson Mandela died in 86. Jeez, don't think about the Mandela effect. Existing research does indicate that rising marijuana use will negatively affect the growth of beverage alcohol. I mean, every demographic group expected their marijuana consumption to rise, but the rise was especially significant amongst women and older, wealthier consumers, which makes sense because these individuals conceivably have the most to lose if caught for using illegal drugs. Not really, but okay. In terms of cannabis health, what the fuck? Conscious appeal for weight-conscious consumers, a group skewing light female marijuana is another healthy advantage. Calorie-free. Wine also stands to lose cannabis being steadily legalized in states that are home to robust wine consumption. London-based research group does not spell out its name. This is in Forbes. That is the most lazy piece of fucking legislation I have ever heard. Or journalism, excuse me, not legislation. Lazy journalism. IWSR magazine. Fact. IA's leading process, essential database industry. That's pretty interesting. I'll give it to you, Forbes. Even on their fact, they don't say what the IWSR stands for. I really want to know, though. International Wines and Spirits Record. There you go. Okay. I just had to prove my point, folks, that the guy who wrote this article for Forbes was too fucking lazy to find out what IWSR stands for. The London-based research group that does not spell out its name. Yeah, well, a simple fucking Google search, buddy. A simple fucking Google search. And wouldn't you know it, bam, International Wines and Spirits Record. Pretty fucking easy. I digress, though. It just makes me mad when I see journalism that's lazy. How fucking hard is it to Google for 5 minutes to find out what IWSR stands for? Anyway, they're concerned that people are smoking weed instead of drinking wine. I think that they'll see some balancing out. The boost in weed smoking obviously has got a lot to do with the novelty of its legality now. So, there's that. Let's see, Metric Coffee unveils cannabis cold brew on 420. That's that Chicago coffee chain, it looks like. Kick ass. Good for them. Cannabis Service Company releases survey in time for 420. Dan, Forbes is all over the fucking weed industry right now. There's a Bob Dylan's Rainy Day, number 12, and number 35 equals 420. What? No police code. Okay, what the fuck? This is a fact-checkable story. The origins of 420 it's got to do with like 4 or 5 fucking kids from San Bernardino in the 70s getting together and smoking weed after school. There's fucking interviews with these guys. It's not like it's a untraceable urban legend. Untraceable urban legend. Jesus. Yeah, the origins of 420 are not some kind of fucking urban legend or wild myth. It's a pretty simple concept. Pretty, well, like I said, you can fucking fact check this shit. Ease is a 4-year-old San Francisco-based technology platform serving licensed cannabis dispensaries and brands. Okay. I don't understand why this is important. Who gives a shit? Everybody knows 420 is going to be a big fucking day for sales in the cannabis industry. Everybody knows that. We're all aware. Which is interesting, doing surveys and making fucking projections and data sets and all this shit for how it's gonna be. To me, my humble opinion, is a little bit of a waste of time. I don't know, just me. But, like, Forbes also saying 300% increase in sales for cannabis 420. No. We're not suddenly, because it's legal, going to be smoking more grass. You're just going to be able to track what we buy now. And like, I'm not going to the dispensaries to fucking buy my 420 favors. I got family for that. I mean, we're going to see some people celebrating in a way they've never celebrated before out and about in the public, but I'm sorry, Forbes. I don't see the relevance of this. That's why it's an article. High Times, Cannabis Cup 420 event rejected in Southern California. That seems like something we should learn about earlier in the week, like when there was time to plan for a new spot. High Times Cannabis Cup is having trouble getting a spot in SoCal. 3-day pot festival in San Bernardino was at last minute mercy of the state and local officials after new state regulations on marijuana designed in part to implement the will of voters who want recreational cannabis kicked in on January 1st, since approval from local jurisdictions has been needed before the state will greenlight such gatherings. The 6-0 City Council vote to deny High Times a permit means Cannabis Cup and its estimated 20,000 attendees would effectively have to go to cannabis free at the event held annually around 420. Jesus, really? Really? Jesus, folks. So Cannabis Cup in fucking San Bernardino this year, 420 special gathering, did not get the permit from the fucking city. Which means Nas, Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, and a bunch of other fucking famous rappers and hip-hop artists, not to mention all the cultivators and dispensaries that were going to show up and push and sample, all have to show up without weed. So from the sounds of things, they're still allowed to fucking kick back and relax. They could just hang out and fucking still listen to music, but People are gonna be fucking pissed. You paid $420 to go to a show and smoke as much fucking weed as you possibly can, and when you get there, they're like, nah. Yeah, you can want your motherfucking money back. Good grief, folks. What I ask you is the world coming to? Cannabis Cup, 420 spectacular without any weed? I mean, first of all, what the fuck is wrong with the city council in San Bernardino? For real. Voting no on this event. I wonder how much fucking money 20,000 people for the weekend brings into the city overall. Because, I mean, let's be fair, that shit's going to another city now. It's not like they're going to try again next year at the same fucking spot. What's crazy is they let them get all these other permits and set everything else up. And then in order to get the grass gathering permit, they've got to get the city council's permission. Thanks to the new recreation laws. Personally, I think that we need to legalize possession of cannabis. But the distribution and sale, I think, should stay black market. I really do. The more regulation that comes with this, the more difficult it is for people to actually engage in the industry. It's not free market economy. It's restrictive oligarchy. It keeps the fucking... It monopolizes entire industries to conglomerates with the wealth to fucking pay for the startup costs, essentially. I mean, it used to be, if you wanted to start selling weed in your city, what you had to do is find a source and then sell your weed to your friends. Pretty easy little cottage industry. Not hard to get into. Most difficult part is sourcing. Let's be fair, that was really just a matter of will. If you wanted it, you didn't have any trouble getting it. Right? I know I'm right. Yeah, I'm reading this right here. California Bureau of Cannabis Control. What if we change the name of that agency, both in name and conception, to the Bureau of Cannabis Freedom? It's really difficult right now to get into the legal cannabis industry. It's not an easy jump right into kind of thing. So when I read those articles, I get a little more frustrated than I was before I read that article, because it seems like they're just trying to make it more and more difficult for people to engage and to participate in economy. You know, you got all these politicians up there saying they're going to do everything that's good for the economy. They're going to make things better for the economy. No, they're not. They make it fucking impossible, it feels like anyway, to produce a product and sell it in this country. The amount of red tape and hoops that one has to jump through just to start making whatever it is that they make and selling it for a livable wage. You damn near have to do that shit onto the underground for a few years just to bank enough money to afford all of the licensing. I mean, Christ, I was gonna open I was gonna do a flyer canvassing business, right? Basically, just go and take fucking your flyer and put it on people's doors, right? Just walk around, put it on people's doors. It's like $1,800, $2,500 or some shit. It was either $2,000 or $3,000, rounded up. I think it was closer to $3,000, just in licensing to start that little business. Now I know somebody who starts like a grocery store or a fucking liquor store or, you know, some other bigger business is like $3,000 to start. That's not shit. But I mean, just in licensing, I mean, I need a state, a county, and a city business license to walk around a fucking neighborhood and put pieces of paper on their door handle. How is this a free market? How is any of this positive for the economy? It's not good for the economy. And what is that licensing fees going to? Because the fucking potholes are not being fixed. You know what I mean? Like driving down Vassar from fucking downtown Reno into Sparks is a fucking like driving on the moon. I gotta swerve. I'm terrified I'm gonna get pulled over driving down that road after midnight, because I can't drive straight, because if I do, my little Mini Cooper will fall into a fucking crater. So $3,000 to start a fucking business just in licensing? Where's the money going? Where's it go? I'm with Cardi B. Where's my motherfucking money? Where's my motherfucking money? I'm saying, where'd my motherfucking money go? I want to know. It's a valid question. You know, in like High Times, here's a magazine that for 30 years has been flipping the fucking war on drugs off. Their drug of choice is finally legal, and they can't hold a fucking festival? The fuck? And don't get me wrong, if fucking the city of San Bernardino didn't want them to do the festival there, they could have denied them all of the permits. They're like, no, we want you to con 20,000 people to come here, and we'll give you the music permits. But that weed smoking on public property permit? No fucking way. Oh, that's the shtick? Nobody gives a fuck about seeing 2 Chainz? They're here for the weed? Yeah, that sucks. Too bad. And that's what it is. It's not that the city of San Bernardino doesn't want 20,000 fucking people coming for the weekend. They definitely do. That's why they gave them half the permitting. So why not just go full bore? You know it's High Times Cannabis Cup. Why would you not fucking know? Like, why would you give them any permits if your answer was going to be no from the get-go? You know what I mean? That just doesn't make any fucking sense. And it just goes to show places like San Bernardino, as far as city council is concerned, wants to soak up all of that excess revenue from the cannabis industry and its tourism potential. But no, they don't want to be fucking seen as a city that smokes, or what? I mean, come the fuck on. The hell we doing here? The hell we doing here? That's all I'm saying. This one will be kind of fun. 20 ways legal marijuana has affected Nevada. The kind of article frustrates me a little bit because this is kind of encompassing pretty much of everywhere, right? More cannabis products, that's true. State's 205 combined cultivation and production facilities, doubled in quantity in pot products they manufacture. That's cool. Increased tax revenue, 36 million since July. That's fucking boss, y'all. We kicking ass and taking names. Made legal weed profitable. Medical only model from 2015 through 2017 lost money after factoring in expenses and federal tax rate about 70% compared with tax rate of about 30% for regular federally legal businesses. Okay, this isn't fair. This is a misrepresentation of how medical cannabis stores were working. They were non-profit organizations. Now, at least in California, I'm pretty sure it was the same way here in Nevada. I got to assume as much because only with a non-profit organization receiving donations can you run a loss business, right? But the way people made money on their dispensary was they had a salary that was based on a percentage of the overall would-be profits of the nonprofit organization. So they weren't designed to be profitable before. They were designed to exploit a loophole and allow them to pay federal taxes. All right, now that the coughing fit is over, we'll get back to this. Made legal weed profitable. Made business owners' investments worth the money. I kind of feel like 1 and 3 and 4 are the exact same thing here. Like basically, yeah, investors in a marijuana fucking store are now seeing dividends. And that's awesome. Fewer patients are participating in the state's medical marijuana program. Yeah, that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. It's just a reality. Basically what happened is a whole bunch of people went, why would I renew my prescription at like fucking $100 to $300? That's the prices I've heard. When I could just walk in the store and buy it. I'll tell you the reason why you should keep your medical card. There's a few reasons. One, use it or lose it. Definitely a reality here. There's already people talking about wanting to dismantle the medical system. I hear people all the time talking about how it's, quote, tax evasion. You tacky motherfucker. That shit makes me angry. Okay, if you got cancer, all right, and you are puking your fucking face off because you just got done with chemotherapy, and the only thing that helps you live is weed, should you have to pay a sin tax on that? Right? Tell you right now, if we ever recreationally legalized opioids, I would highly fucking support opium at the grocery store having a 30% tax on it as a sin tax, and the guy getting it prescribed to him from his doctor for his shattered vertebrae can pay 8% tax. I think that's fucking legit and fair. And I'm sorry for those of you who don't have a legitimate medical reason to smoke cannabis, who feel like those of us who do are just evading the taxes. Jesus Christ, I'll tell you right now, if I could get up, if I could sleep through a whole fucking night without waking up once due to severe chronic back pain, if I could just get that one, I would fucking happily pay 18% tax. No fucking problem. No fucking problem. Pay it in a second. Be happy to. That was the trade-off. No more chronic pain that required that I wake up at 3 in the morning and smoke a joint. That would be fucking, yeah, no problem. 20, I'd fucking pay 20%. 18, no fucking big deal. But as of now, I fucking physically need this shit in my life. Physically. Need it. Not an addiction. Like a fucking genuine chronic medication need. Dumb fucks. Drives me nuts. So use it or you lose it. You get to carry 2.5 ounces of cannabis on you at any given time when you're a medical patient in the state of Nevada. That makes it worth it. You can carry more on you. You can buy more edibles. You can buy stronger edibles. That's about it. That's about all the perks, but they're not wrong. I would have somebody every day come through my line who used to be medical but hadn't renewed yet and was like, nah, I'm not going to bother. What's the point? I can just come in here anyway. Recreational marijuana gives medical buyers anonymous access. So that's true also. People who want to be able to still get a concealed carry, things like that, don't have to get a medical card now. They can use medical marijuana without having to go through the process and risk lying to the government when they're buying guns and shit like that. This one's totally bullshit. It has provided no competition for the black market. None. And the reason is because the black market can still serve you an eighth for $30 all day, every day, any time of the day with delivery. Whereas the fine folks at the dispensaries, out the door after tax, you're looking at $60, $65, some places $70 for a fucking eighth. It's unreal. Unreal. So no, not really providing much of a black market. However, it has created some boon for the black market, because now black market dealers can roll around with up to an ounce on their person and not have to worry about getting arrested, which means they have to actually get caught in the act of dealing. Much harder to do. Whereas before, a lot of times they could charge you based on how much you had. If you had a certain amount, you could be charged with intent to distribute, which, you know, they can get you on. But if you're in a legal state where you can carry an ounce, as long as your ounce isn't pre-bagged up into a 28 little gram baggies with other people's fucking names on it, you're pretty much legit. So that's true. Legalization provide a wide range of pricing on the plant. Not really, but it will. It is going to bring prices down. As more cultivators come in, the prices will go down. About 7,000 new jobs were added in Nevada. That's cool. That's a plus. More than 3 million invested in real estate. That's good. Financial institutions to find banking solutions. Cryptocurrencies are taking some of the heat, or the opportunity. Digital currencies alternative for banks. That's true. We're going to start to see more of that, I think. A lot of the places aren't playing with cryptocurrencies right now on the basis of volatility, but also because they're trying to figure out how to best walk the line for paying taxes on all this shit. It puts more cash on the street. That's true also, because there's no real depositing of money. It's just cash going all over the fucking place. That's too funny. Are you guys reading that too, huh? Cryptocurrencies continue to grow in marijuana space. Some interviewed dispensary owners believe digital currencies will be viable alternatives for banks currently market. Marijuana business built banking solutions. Some are still stuck with tens of thousands of dollars in cash on hand, no willing outlet to take their deposit as a result. They've turned to grocery store money orders or even using Febreze spray to mask the pot scent when they deposit the marijuana profits. They be Febrezing their money, folk, because it smells too much like weed. That's fucking great. More people have access to the herbal medicine. We've fucking already done this one. This is bad list, Las Vegas, son. We know. More people have access. Good for them. That's great. More pets have access to. This is true also. CBD-based dog and cat foods have found their way onto the market in pretty strong levels. Also, I hope that we can finally see a fucking... How do I phrase this? We need to see some change in thinking, folks. All right? Animals are mammals. Or your cats and dogs, they're mammals. We all be mammals. Shit essentially affects us the same way. So, there's no reason your dog or your cat can't have a little bit of THC in the body. Now, am I talking 10 milligrams? No. Of course not. But, like 0.05 milligrams, maybe. I mean, it's proven that there's an entourage effect with cannabis that involves both the THC and the CBD, and you get a better effect. Now, you can give a low enough THC to not create a high, while still producing with enough CBD to give the other physiological effects you're working with a little boost, like it does with us. The THC helps the myrcene and the CBD ease and loosen the muscles in the back and the compensation pains from the chronic pain that I'm suffering from. It does the same thing for your 80-year-old dog-year-old dog. You know what I mean? Like your little pooch is all tired and cranky and can't walk very well. A little CBD THC mix. I got a dog who will come and sit on my lap when I'm smoking a joint. Look right up at me like, dog, I need a rip. It's real shit, folks. It's real shit. So pets should definitely get access to their medicine just the same. They haven't really got this one down. They're trying. This one should say, trying to get more precise DUI measures for marijuana. The reality is that, Nevada legislator passed a law to remove urine and saliva from marijuana DUI tests, leaving only blood tests to determine level of marijuana concentrates in a person's body when he or she is arrested. The blood-only method was praised by Senator Siegerbaum as being more accurate than the other tests, which can show marijuana metabolites days and sometimes weeks after a person has used the plant. That is great, on one hand. On the other hand, I am not okay with the cops being able to take your blood without, your permission. I'm not okay with that. Not okay with that. The reason, of course, being once you've given them their blood, I mean, what are the limits with the blood? Are they allowed to just test for marijuana? Are they allowed to test for other things? Can they get a full medical workup of my prescription history and shit? I'm not on any prescription drugs, but I'm just saying, if I was, would that be accessible to them? Would they be allowed to test for a little bit of everything? Are they allowed to save a sample of that and record and test my DNA? Put that on file? I mean, what limits are there? Not to mention, what specialized training do they have? Do they have to take me to a hospital and allow a registered nurse? Or do they have an RN at the building? I know there's no RN on the side of the fucking road. I'm getting pulled over. Marijuana takes 3 to 6 hours to metabolize. And then, once they've discovered how much cannabis is in the system, how much THC is in the system, how do they determine, the level of impairment? How do they determine how impaired you are? Okay, he's got, we'll call it a 0.8, because I don't know what they would actually register it as. A 0.8 on THC. Is that ubiquitous? Is a 0.8 for THC too high for everybody? Like, can they prove it on a graph? Or is it, dependent on tolerance and time of use? Like myself, when it comes to driving and smoking, I've been smoking longer than I've been driving. And I'll be honest with you, I could probably count on one hand the number of times I've driven anywhere sober. I started smoking weed when I was 15. Holy shit. No, I started selling weed when I was 15. I was 16 when I smoked it the first time, that's right. Damn, what a life. He sold weed at the skate park from my buddy's sister's boyfriend. This is years and years back, of course, long past any statute of limitations, so I don't hesitate to talk about it. But I didn't smoke the shit. I didn't want to smoke anything when I was a kid. I was a skateboarder. I fucking idolized Tony Hawk and Rodney Mullen. I was gonna be them. I didn't know I was gonna fuck my back up and not be able to skate more than half an hour at a time when I got older. Of course, I wish I'd have known then. I would have went harder, is what I mean. If I'd have known then that I wasn't gonna be able to skate now, I would have went so much fucking harder. I'd have hitchhiked to California for sponsorships. But you don't know when you're 15. And that's not to say I didn't go hard. I just lived in northern Michigan. Not a lot of skate companies up there dropping fucking sponsorships on kids in the 90s. Nowadays, I feel like if you got skills, you could probably pull sponsorship off of any of these companies, because you could just fucking be Instagramming and YouTubing it. They don't give a shit where you live. Your reach is global. And fuck, man, if you're a skateboarder out there, that's a goddamn good idea, and y'all should get into that. Skateboarding is an art form that people want to watch, right? Like, lots of people want to get involved in, like, product ambassadorships for the cannabis industry. They say, oh, I got a big following online and all this and all that, and blah, blah, blah. But smoking weed doesn't require much skill, Now, if you roll cool-ass blunts, or, like artistic shit, like you're making weed blunt sculptures and whatnot, then yeah, that's one thing. But I mean, most of us, just smoking is not really a skill. It's just a hobby. It's something we do. Or if you're like me, it's something that you do both for fun and for pain relief, because I'm not gonna lie, my back fucking kills. But I also like getting stoned. It's one of those drugs that the side effects are oh so worth it. Excuse me. Today is a little less organized show, guys. I realize that. I just woke up, rolled a joint, took the dogs for a walk, and grabbed an energy drink, and I popped right on, because I was feeling chatty this morning. I was just feeling like wanted to smoke and talk about something. So that's what I'm doing, But I didn't really have much weed or cannabis news today. I was a little disappointed in that, but it's the truth. But this is interesting, this little article. I think that it's good that we're getting more precise with the DUI testing, though, as well. Because giving somebody a DUI just because they have fucking weed in the car, bullshit. Test that blood, motherfucker. Test it. Get you an open container and shit. It's bullshit. Cops be after it. Next point, there is demand for lounges. There's not just demand for lounges, guys. There is actually already operating private club speakeasies, I'm sure in Vegas, and I know in Reno, where, you know, for a couple of dollars, you can go in to a nice little spot after hours, bring your own smoke. Smoke's also provided free of charge, and you just get nice and ripped, hang with your homies, maybe play some Uno or some shit, games, you know, whatever you dig, and then, you know, you go home and drive responsibly. So there's not just demand, it's fucking happening. There are people already poised and waiting. Amnesty bins at the airports. That's a good idea. It's a great idea, in fact. You know, if you need to fucking, let's say you were thinking, oh, I can fly from here to California or to Oregon with my weed in my pocket because it's, you know, 2 medical states or 2 legal states. It's no big deal. It is a big deal, and no, you can't. This is a common misconception people have, thinking that because where you are and where you're going, it's legal, you can take it with you. No. And here's why. Federally, still a fucking felony possession if you take it on a plane. The plane, okay, starts out here in Nevada. Okay, this is where it starts out. I'm gonna call this the plane. The plane here in Nevada. Runway takes off. When it gets all the way up here at its cruising altitude of 55,000 feet, that's federal airspace. That's just federal land. Only federal law applies. That's the federal law. So that weed in your pocket, yeah, that's technically transporting across state lines in possession, right? And then when you come back down, and you land in fucking, say, Washington, and you get off the plane, now that weed's legal again. But the process of getting it there, way fucking illegal. Not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that at all. If you have a layover, let's say in, I don't know, Utah or some other fucking state where it's not at all legal, and you're sitting in the airport and a drug dog walks by and happens to smell out your pocket, and you'll get a fucking arrested, man. You will get fucking arrested. Tell people all the time, not worth it. The risk to try and take weed with you. That being said, I don't think the folks at TSA give 2 shits about your weed. I mean, if it's obvious, probably they'd fuck with you, but like, I went to Michigan one time when I was a medical patient in California about, I don't know, 2010, 2011. And I knew when I was gonna get there, I wouldn't have any smoke, like timing wise. So I rolled 2 blunts, I put them in a pack, and then I took that pack and I put it inside a winter coat. And I rolled that winter coat up tight and put it on the side of my luggage. And I put all my other clothes in there, a bunch of summer clothes. It was summertime, going for summer. Yeah, but you know, you go into Michigan, you bring a winter jacket because you never know. It could be summer, but it could also be 40 degrees out at night. You'd be out camping and shit. You want to have a winter coat. So I brought it. The idea, of course, being that if at any point anybody asked me about it, I would feign complete innocence and say, holy shit, man, I did not know those were there. I'm a medical patient in California. I haven't worn that coat since December. You know, I just grabbed it, threw it in the bag because I knew I was going to Michigan. I swear I'm not trying to smuggle. Could you just throw it away? Is that a thing we could do? Could we just throw it away? Save the paperwork? Because like I'm not interested in keeping that at all. I didn't know it was there, man. It's just, you know, winter jacket, December. It's July. You know, and hope for the best. That's the plan. Now, I'll be honest with you. I landed in Michigan. I opened my bag. In my bag was a big piece of paper that said, your property has been searched by TSA. And my heart sunk. Dunk. So naturally, I pull the winter jacket out. I reach inside, wildly looking for my pack of blunts, and I then opened it up, smoked one, and had a great afternoon. My fucking blunts were untouched. TSA rifled through my bag and did not take the blunts. Didn't fucking touch the blunts. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Frankly, if I was a TSA agent and I opened up a pack of fucking blunts on somebody's shit, there would be a moral quandary moment for me. I really would. And I'll tell you what I would do, like how I would act. I know how I would act in the end, but I know there would be a moment where I would say, they are definitely not gonna report if one of these is missing. Yeah, no. I'll leave one because I know what it was like to get off the plane and want to smoke it. But that motherfucker don't need two. He put 2 blunts on a plane. TSA, he should know better. Now, ultimately, I would leave both blunts because I'm a fucking stoner and I do know what it's like to get off a plane where you're going and feel like, God, I just need to get fucking stoned right now. That was terrible. I fucking hate flying. Oh, anxieties are off the charts and my back is in fucking excruciating pain. Where's the weed? I know that feeling. And so, as a person, morally, I would ultimately not want to leave somebody in that feeling like, oh, fuck, I got no weed. The fuck? Goddamn TSA took my fucking weed? The fuck, right? So I wouldn't take it. But I would think about it. I would think about it. And I say that without any hesitation. I fucking know I would. I definitely would. Yeah, I would definitely think about it. But for those in that predicament, walking through the airport with a blunt in their pocket, freaking out, losing their fucking marbles, an amnesty bin would be a good thing to have. A place where right there you could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna think twice about this and just plop that right in there. It's a good thing. Big boost for a local tribe, the Paiute tribe. In October, opened a 15,000 square foot new cannabis marketplace on tribal lands near downtown Las Vegas, the valley's most popular dispensaries, serving more than 1,000 pot buyers each day, according to tribal officials. Fuck. I have no ties to the Paiute clan, but damn, would that be neat. I'm not gonna lie. That's the kind of volume I'm looking for. I want to be in that 1,000 people a day kind of fucking position. That's what I want to serve. That's the kind of volume I like. I like it to be that busy. That's the interaction level I'm looking for. That's where I fucking shine. So that's cool. Good for the fucking Paiutes in Vegas. Hopefully we'll see something like that out near Pyramid Lake soon. That would be awesome. Casinos. Federally regulated casino industry has wanted no part in the federally illegal plant's expansion. That's not true. That is just poor thinking and poor logic. Casinos don't want any piece of this pie. That's all I gotta say. You all know this guy's full of shit. He's just wrong about that, okay? It's not that they don't want nothing to do with it. It's that they can't have nothing to do with it. You fucking think for a second that the folks that own the El Dorado and the fucking Circus and Silver Legacy here in downtown Reno don't want to step their fucking game up? Give me a break. You think the guy that owned the Pepper Mill don't want to have their 5-star hotel back with double-ply toilet paper? You're fucking crazy. They absolutely do. I'm telling you right now, here in Reno, we got 2. We got the Pepper Mill and the Atlantis. That's our 5-star shit. And admittedly, they are nice casinos and nice hotels. They're very, very nice. Pretty. We even call them fucking buildings pretty, right? But I've stayed in them. I've stayed in them in the last year. Single ply toilet paper. You want to get on the fucking news and tell me how good the economy is doing? I don't want to see fucking single ply toilet paper at my 5-star resort. Anywhere I'm paying a $20 resort fee better have fucking double ply. At least. I'm looking for Charmin Ultra, but I'll take double ply. Okay? Okay. That's a fucking sign, folks. Now, if you think that industry is doing so well, they don't want nothing to do with the cannabis industry, fuck that. You know how much more bank they would pull off of idiots if those idiots were too fucking high to think straight? It's not against the law to let people get drunk and hammered and gamble. It's a problem, let them smoke. Now, I'll be honest with you. I think the real smokers would fucking take the house. I think if you let a guy like myself onto a blackjack table and some good smoke, just puffing away while I was there, I could definitely take it. I'm just saying. I understand the high-low method of counting cards. I practiced it for a long time, so like, if I could slow it down while I'm there, I think I could actually utilize that methodology to make money. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I think I do. I think I could. And I think the people that are actually masterful at it would agree. A little bit of weed, slow it down, no problem. But I don't think this is accurate at all. I don't think they wanted no part of it. I think the Nevada Gaming Control Board has made the sentiment clear. Yeah, no shit. That's more accurately. They're like, we're federally fucking regulated. We ain't fucking with it. It's not that we don't want to, it's that we can't. Damn. Weed Stock 2018 to raise awareness of cannabis laws. Organized degree stigma around marijuana that does not exist around alcohol consumption. Why am I not surprised that these are the two guys that are the founders of this? Willie's Reserve, and look at that big old bushy happy fucking face. Good for that guy. Who's this guy? Dax Taylor, president and creator of 420 Union, and Carl Howell, music and merchandise manager of Weedstock, talk about hardships faced while creating an event and what to expect in this coming weekend. Gabrielle Ramos, Evergreen Mint editor. Okay, Dax Taylor, Colfax Courthouse. Year after recommended became legal in Washington for people over 21. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so it's this weekend. It's in. Looks like it's going to be in Colfax. I'm not interested in reading the whole article, guys. If you are, please do check it out. It's over here at the Daily Evergreen, 3171. Oh, fuck that. Just type in Weedstock 2018 to raise cannabis awareness of cannabis laws. This is something that we do need in Nevada, though. And I'm definitely going to be doing a video for Be a Better Bud Tender Now in the next 2 days on just this subject, and that is specifically a basic rundown of the laws. Because, first of all, like, I'm not a legal expert, but I'm pretty smart, and I'm pretty capable of reading an FAQ. And I will tell you right now, I would have arguments with management in my store about different laws, different regulations, and they'd be telling me one thing, and then I would go to the website of the Department of Taxation and look at their FAQ, the FAQ, and it's very fucking clear. All the questions are answered. But it'd be good to do a video on anyway. So we're gonna do that. Not right now, but I mean in general, that's gonna happen next day or so. Probably later this afternoon. And what is this? Acres Cannabis set to launch the Underground, America's first marijuana farmers market. Looks like this will be in Vegas. Wow. How cool is that? I wonder when this will start. Just open on Friday and Saturdays. Consumers will wind their way through a secret tunnel to enter the underground, where you'll have cultivators and extractors communicate directly with patients, consumers, products. How fucking neat is this? Consumers can visit the underground at Acres Cannabis at 2320 Western Avenue, Las Vegas, just a mile north of the Wynn Casino off Sahara. Yeah, maybe. We might be taking this show to Vegas. There seems like a lot of cool shit's happening down there in that city. Frankly, Reno's growing stale on me. Exceptionally stale. It's just not that exciting of a town, guys. I know you all love it, those that live here. And I see the quaintness. I get what you like. I see what you like. I'm just, like I said, man, I worked at a Starbucks in Chicago. And we would serve fucking 70 to 100 people a half an hour. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking awesome. Like to the legitimate biblical sense of the word, awesome. We got a fucking joint in Vegas where you're gonna be able to go on Fridays and Saturdays and go through a fucking tunnel to go to the underground. You're gonna go through a fucking tunnel to go to the underground? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, guys, this right here is gonna be getting its own video. I'm gonna research this, we're gonna write some shit, I'm gonna do a little bit of fucking videoing, editing and shit. This is gonna get us, this is the coolest fucking thing I've seen all day. Mostly because you actually go through a tunnel. If that is not some shit out of a goddamn movie, I don't know what is. That's the coolest fucking thing. That's so cool. God damn, that's cool. Yeah, give me a little bit. Cool shower. Yeah, of course. Alright, folks, I apologize there for that silent lull. I was lost in a deep thought. Jesus. Some days, guys, some days you just get a little too high before noon. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to conclude our broadcast for the day, because I am out of tabs to click on the fantastic site here with Cannabis News. And all this shit's the same shit that we read yesterday. There's just not much news in cannabis today. That's fine. You know, whatevs. We could do a brief rundown. Well, of course you did. Of regular news. That's good to see. Dana Scully from the X-Files inspired real-life female scientists. Good. Dana Scully was fucking awesome as a character and fucking beautiful as an actress. That fucking Gillian Anderson is so hot. So fucking hot. Holy shit. Like, even now, right? They did that new X-Files, 10 episodes that was bullshit. And she is so fucking hot in that show. And that show so clearly lacked the fucking touch of, no, I can't remember. The guy who did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. His name is escaping me now. But he was, instrumental in the look and the feel of the X-Files. That dark and creepy cinematography that made the X-Files what it was. Yeah, lacking in that 10th season. Because our boy was busy making Better Call Saul. So I have mixed feelings. Queen drafted to charm ex-colonies into post-Brexit free trade. Jesus. Rebels in Syria's south brace for onslaught, fear wider war. Yeah, of course, they're coming. They're coming for you. It's not okay, it's just what it is. Museum says missing Nazi submarine mystery solved. Well, that's fucking neat. About time. Oh look, it crashed right in there. A museum in Denmark says it solved the 7-decade mystery of a missing Nazi submarine. The Moor in Jutland, northern Denmark, says found the German U-boat 3523 on the seafloor of the country earlier this month. The submarine was sunk in 45 after parts of Germany, the Netherlands, World War for years. Damn, dude, are they gonna possibly even Adolf Hitler himself, according to some conspiracy theories, thought he was on this boat? Hasn't raised the wreckage from the seafloor, and its final resting position only 9 miles from where the British Navy reported sinking the sub. Wow. Tried to make a suspected escape. The fact that the wreck wasn't found 70 years ago left room for speculation about successful clandestine voyage to Argentina. Jesus. Folks, that's a big deal. I wonder what they'll find in this motherfucker. Images from the UAN scanning equipment, which locate German sub partially embedded in the seafloor, nose down, about 45-degree angles, about 130 yards on the surface, which will make recovery work difficult. The museum said research team still has no idea what may be aboard. Denmark's Sea War Journal. Holy fuck. That is cool. That's cool. That is damn cool. Alright, really. Deuces, y'all. We'll leave on that up note. Nazi war fucking submarine found.